Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the For the Rise podcast. I'm your host, James Brown, and today we're here with our returning guest, Mr. Jim McDowell. Jim, how are you, brother?
I'm truly blessed, my brother, and I'm truly blessed to be back on the show with you, my brother, for sure.
Def- definitely. Always appreciate it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And
Yeah,
I could tell you, I truly thank you, brother, because you know my story, and you know at times how painful it can be, but
hmm
therapeutic at the same time to talk about it.
sure, sure.
And to actually what I call going public. I would have done this with no other person. You know, I tell my
hmm
story to anyone who will listen because it's therapy for me, but to actually go public like this, only you, brother, because I know you have a dear heart. I love you,
hmm
and I know you can carry this. So I thank you for
hmm
having me. I truly thank you
Thank,
for having
thank you.
me.
Today's subject or today's topic is going to be about surviving death. You were in a unique position because you did almost die. Um, you
Yeah,
were in you were in a severe motorcycle accident.
absolutely. Absolutely.
What happened? What? How did it all start?
Okay, bear with me. Like I said, it's therapy for me. So I go through scenarios, that may not be completely on the topic, but it leads up to everything. It leads up to
Sure,
everything. Um, and it's difficult every time I tell it, but it's therapeutic, bro. So bear with me and I'm sure you'll keep me in line and bring me
I
back
got you.
on point. Okay, brother, for
I
sure. It is,
I
it
I
is
got you.
difficult.
Sure.
Um, what I believe it was around February, mid-February, I had come to the Dominican Republic to live 2 years ago,
hmm
almost to the date, almost to the day.
hmm
Almost to the day. 2 years ago, I came here to live. This was home. I've been coming here quite a few years, and I decided it was just time to come. This is home. I knew it was home at that time 5 years ago. So I decided to come to stay. I was here 3 weeks. Had the time of my life, always do, get with nature. And I'm in the heart of the country, so it's not a real tourist area. It's a mountain region. So I'm at home with the people, so this is home. And I would say 3 weeks into my returning to live, Sunday morning, got up to, I was living up in the mountain at the time, got up to go to the supermarket, just like all the natives are doing. They wake up on Sunday, that's when most people do their shopping. Everybody jump on their scooters and head to the supermarket. That's what you do when you're Dominican, on the Pasola, the scooters. Got up to go, but I'm a very spiritual person. This was a different Sunday for me, spiritually. It was truly different. I love nature. I love nature. The sun, the mountains, a tree. I love nature. And I noticed when I got up today to go to the store, any other Sunday, I went out. I always look at the mountain, and look at the river. I had all nature around me, and it moves something in you when you're part of nature. It moves something in you. This morning, nothing moved in me. Nothing moved in me. I looked at the mountain. I looked at the sun. I looked all around at nature. I felt nothing. So it was very strange. Like I said, very spiritual. I'm not able to read things when you know things, especially I
Yeah.
think when you're coming close to death, you know it. You try, I
Yes.
think we all know it. You can't explain it. You don't know how to read it. And that day, one thing I sort of next to my mother, I love nature. So it moves me. It did move me. So an hour went by and I'm sitting there just wondering, what's going on? I got to feel nature. Why don't I see the sun setting this morning? Why don't I feel the
hmm
mountains? All I said about an hour later, I sat down, jump on the episode on the scooter. Normally I wear a helmet. Normally I wear jeans. This day I just threw my shorts on, threw my flip flops on, no helmet. So you
hmm
ride out the mountain. It's about a 5 minute ride getting down the mountain, and you jump on the highway.
hmm
People know these highways are notorious. DR may not be now, but at that point, it was one of the most dangerous countries on earth to drive, ride motor scooters, anything. However, this is what the people do. I'm a native now, so I run out, no helmet, shorts, flip flops, and just jump on the highway with everyone else who was wearing no helmet and all. And like I say, it was a weird feeling day, just totally weird, just weird. I just wasn't myself. I didn't feel the mountains is all the way down the highway, such a beautiful scenery. I just didn't feel myself. So I would say where I had to travel to the supermarket was about 15 minutes from the house. So 10 minutes into the ride, I'm just looking around. And at that moment, I felt the mountain. I said, wow, this is so beautiful. It's so strange. I felt the mountains inside of me. I felt it. I said, how beautiful. And I may have been traveling, I would say 55, 60. That's what they do. We drive pretty fast down here. And I saw a truck coming up on my left-hand side. I saw it coming up. They're in their lane. I'm in my lane. We're good. And we go over a little hill. Couldn't see over the hill. I mean, I know the roads are pretty bad. Couldn't see over the hill. But once we went over the hill, then I saw the truck. It passed me. It was going very fast. It passed me and then just slammed into me. Getting off the exit. Getting off the exit, he had to see me. He had to see me. I was in front of him the whole time. And I saw it coming over. And it's funny how it happens. You just,
Yeah. It's so quick. It's quick. Yeah.
yeah. It, it's very quick. It's very quick. But I tell you like this, time slows down.
Yeah.
I know I'm going down for the truck. I mean, when he turned hard and he hit me. You know you're going down, and you just say to yourself, time just slows down. You hear everything, you see everything, but it's amazing just how time slows down. You know everything. You feel with your arm, your feet. You feel the bike losing control. And I'm just thinking, he saw me. Why is he doing this? But I'm going down. This is not going to be good. I am going fast and have no helmet on. T-shirt, shorts, flip-flops. So he comes over. He hits me pretty hard. He knocks me out the way, or I'd have went under his tire. He hits me. I lose control of the bike. And all I know is at that point, I'm going down. This is going to be bad. I just tumbled. It seemed like it was 10 minutes, the tumbling. And you know, being an athlete, you try your best to say, let me tuck. This hit is going to be hard. I'm going to hit this turf. Let me tuck as best I can. I thought I did, but the tumbling and the cracking of the bones, you can hear them. And it was like, when am I going to stop? You're talking to yourself. Because it's slow motion, brother. I tell you, it's so weird. The human body is magnificent in a way, but it just goes in slow motion. And I'm just saying to myself, when am I going to stop? I know I was going fast. When am I going to stop? So I just hear the bones cracking. You just hear it. You just go crack, 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 crack. So I finally stopped, and I'm lying there. Traffic is coming. I'm in the middle of the highway. Traffic is coming. And in the Dominican Republic, I mean, they're pushing it 100 miles an hour easily with a car. So I'm like, okay, which car is going to hit me? I'm still conscious. I said, I'm in bad shape here. And I looked at my leg. My leg was going the opposite direction. I didn't know how bad. And I said, well, let me try to get out the highway because a truck is going to run me over. A car is going to run me over. Now I'm lying here and cars are coming. I couldn't budge. I didn't know I had so many broken bones. I could not budge. So I'm just looking at my leg. I said, okay, this is bad, but I'm still alive. I can still see everything. You know, everything is cars flying by me. So someone stopped. I always wanted to find this guy and thank him so much. Someone stopped, jumped off their bike and pulled me off the road. I mean, other than that, these cars don't stop. They don't play. You're in the road, you're getting hit again. So all I said, of course, the sun, I feel the sun again. And the sun It's not my friend. Like I said, I love the sun. I love nature. It's not my friend when you're lying there bleeding everywhere. I was bleeding everywhere. My leg turned backwards. I didn't know how bad off I was. And the only thing I can say I'm thankful for, Dominican Republic didn't have a 911 service. They didn't have ambulance up until 2 months before I came. So in a situation like that, I'm bleeding like that. Any persons, most of them foreigners that have cars, a lot of Dominicans do, they're not going to put me in their car bleeding. I would have just laid there and wait for one of the highway patrols to put me in the truck. They didn't have ambulance, so they had ambulance. It came, and I knew I was in bad shape when they picked me up. When they picked me up by my shoulder, I felt everything cracking. I felt everything cracking. And they took me to one hospital that was close by in the middle of the country. It's third world. It's third world. So they took me to one hospital. They didn't have an x-ray machine. Okay? So they took me out the ambulance, took me in there. I knew I was in bad shape. Friends, I had a couple of friends here. They came. You know, I begged them to notify my family. And the doctor there just told me, you're in bad shape. We don't know what's going on internally, but we see all your bones, your leg. You are in bad shape. We don't have the equipment. So they had to, I laid there about an hour. My blood pressure was out of control. They said they're losing me. They can't bring my blood pressure down. We don't know what to do. So they put me back in ambulance and took me to a much better hospital. And I remember the young Dominican guy. I mean, they're trying. They're third world, but I mean, these are smart people. They didn't IV me, nothing. I mean, it was like a metal plate inside the ambulance because they just started. The system just started. So I'm just laying there. All I could do was like, okay, it's over. It's over. And the gentleman just said, don't say that. Don't say. He spoke a little English, and he just held my hand the whole way. And I tell you, not knowing this guy at all, holding my hand, it was so valuable for me. That was my friend. That was my family at that moment. Whoever he was my friend. I didn't need anyone else there. I just needed a human as I'm leaving this world. I just wanted a human right there. So it was about 30 minutes to the next hospital. Stop me whenever you want, brother. If I'm just rambling. Yeah, if I'm just rambling.
No. Go ahead.
So we arrive at the next hospital, and they take me out into the emergency room. And mind you, they do the best they can. It is third world. They don't have the equipment. They don't have the medicine. And for me, I was just happy I was still conscious. I was delirious, of course. For me, I was afraid because I know here, you know, I had a infection one time and they'll antiquate it. I mean, it was almost Flintstone-like the way they got the infection out of my fingers. So my biggest thing, I didn't have my insurance in place at the time. I usually carry travel insurance. My biggest thing, I didn't want to go to the hospital for any reason here. Any reason. Not that they can't save you. It's just that if I can avoid it, I will until I get my insurance. So for me, I said, okay, I'm at the next hospital. They're doing what they're doing, tearing my clothes off me the best they can. I'm bloody everywhere. You know, they had to pop my leg just to put it back on the table because it was completely disconnected. And my thing was mentally, it could have been a skull fracture I had. I don't know. But in my right mind, I thought this was hilarious. I really did. I believe me, I laughed. And with the language barrier, I speak a little Spanish. Once you get hurt and injured and have to go to the hospital, you realize how little Spanish you do speak when you have to communicate. But for me, like I said, it could have been head injury. I just thought it was so funny. And the reason why I thought it was funny, I was avoiding foods, anything, not to go to a doctor, nothing. And here I am fighting for my life. I just said, God, I didn't blame God. I said, God, this is pretty funny. I was avoiding anything. I didn't want to go for a headache. And here I am fighting for my life. Never had this in America. Never got that bad off. I had injuries. So I'm just laughing out of control. And they're trying to work on me. And the doctor said, what is wrong? What's so funny? I just said, it's funny. He said, but why are you laughing? I mean, the first time when you see someone's head skull fracture, you should think his brain is not right. But I mean, they're working on it. But to me, I knew my reasoning was like, God, this is funny. I was avoiding any kind of injury, and here I'm fighting for my life. So I laughed for quite a while. And from there, they did what they did. You know what I mean? They plugged me up. They did with the equipment they have. Like I said, they didn't have much. They took me to the x-ray room. They have one little x-ray, had water coming from the roof. So I know for sure I'm gone. There's no way I'm making it out of this. So I just, to give you my state of mind, I'm okay. I'm okay with death. I have been since I lost my wife. I'm okay with death, really. So I said, I'm in my happy place. I feel bad for my family that they're losing a son, because we had just lost my sister almost a year to the date. Almost a year to the date. So I said, I'm okay with it. I'm in my happy place. So be it. I leave here. I'm good with it. So I thought it was kind of funny, and I'm just waiting to go. So, okay, you have any questions at this point?
Well, so you got there, they patched you up. Did you ever lose consciousness while you were in there?
Yeah, quite a bit. Okay. I came in, went out. They patched me up best they could. They took x-rays best they could. And I would say we were 4 hours into this. Once they were able to re-break my leg to just get it straight, to stay on the bed. Then they came and told me what they knew,
Okay.
And first thing, where's your family? I said, I have a couple of friends here. They say, where's your family? You're not going to make it. This was the emergency room. You're not going to make it. Your lungs are collapsed. You had a heart attack. You're bleeding internally. We don't know where. Your bones, then they started to tell me all the bones that were broke. My knee was completely separated. All my ribs cracked. My shoulder completely broke. And a skull fracture. And I wouldn't even call them abrasions. That's how deep it was. Wearing shorts and getting knocked off a bike at 60 miles an hour. I tore my body up pretty bad on that ground. So they told me from there on, you're not going to make it. We're just going to try to stop you from having another heart attack. You need to get your family here as soon as possible. And they put me in a room by myself. That's when I would say the brain really, because my head was out to here. My eye went black because there was so much blood in my head. They put me in a room and I went kind of delirious there because, like I said, it was funny to me, but I was like, no one knows I'm here. I'm in third world. My family didn't know at the time. No one knows I'm here, and they put me in a room. I figured they leave me to die. I'm cool with that, but I want my family to know something. So my wisdom says, they just got the 911 system here. Call 911 and tell them what hospital you're in, to come rescue you. That had to be my brain damage, because why they come and rescue me? So I called them, and it's the tourist police that help the tourists here. And I called them and asked them, come get me. It's like, what do you mean come get you? I said, come get me. I'm in hospital. I had no clue the name of the hospital, what city I was in. So you're sitting in a dark room. To me, it seemed like I was there. I might have been there 24 hours. It's a little different in the Dominican Republic. I mean, they are the most loving people in the world. They're most loving. However, it's a rough life here. When you go to the hospital, if your family's not there, you don't eat. If your family don't visit, you don't get. The doctor may come around once a day. The nurse may not come around that day. Not being bad people, they don't have the resources. So all I said, coming out of the dark room, I had a friend. He reached out to a doctor. He came to the hospital to let him know he knows somebody here. Get him out of there. Then they took me to their ICU, and they told me again, you had another heart attack. You're bleeding inside. We don't know where. So
mm,
I just said, before you do anything, I wouldn't let them do anything. I have to call my family. I'm not letting you touch
mm,
me. Because I figure I'm going to go. I'm cool with that. You know, I have to tell
mm,
my family. So my friend
mm,
came. I gave him all the numbers. He informed my family. And then they did what they do. They rebroke my leg again and then put a cast
mm,
on it. And they had to go into my lungs. Like I say, it's quite antiquated and Flintstone like, I tell you, because they had to go inside. I mean, it was a tube in diameter, maybe an inch and a half, that they just
mm,
pierce right through your skin, your ribs and all. I said, you're not going to give
mm,
me anything? We have
mm,
nothing. So they went in,
mm,
and all I said, that was within 48 hours because I kept bleeding and turning, kept bleeding and turning.
mm,
So they went in and they were able, of course, they keep the tube in your lungs, and they were able to pump blood out. They had to keep it in there. I kept bleeding. So then come the transfusions. I mean, I may have had 6 or 7 of them. I may have six or
mm.
seven of them. That was just in the first 5 days. That's how much blood I was losing. So
Mm,
I'm quite aware. I'm leaving. It's cool, and the family knows. I just felt bad for my. I truly felt bad for my family. So once again, they kept telling me, "Bring your family here." I told them, "I'm not bringing my family. For what?
mm,
They for what? I'm in God's hand. Period. For what? My family can't do anything for me." And they kept saying, "No, you're alone." They don't know how I believe. I'm very spiritual. I just lost my wife, a few years
mm,
before. So my wife was there with me, so I'm cool.
mm.
But to the average person, he's here alone. He's
And for
American,
those
here alone. Uh-huh.
and for those that don't know, I actually have a picture of you and your wife right here. You two together. That's awesome picture, man.
Thank
It's
you,
an
brother.
awesome picture. Yeah,
She was an awesome woman.
yeah, yeah.
She was well she get me back on script, get me back on point.
Sure. Yeah, you were
She
saying
battled
that you
cancer. She battled cancer for 5 years, multiple myeloma. It was horrible.
mm,
It was horrible.
yeah,
It's a blood and a bone cancer. I mean, you have
mm,
hairline fractures throughout your body. So she went through pure hell. And this is why I told them, and I told my family they wanted to come. I said, no, I love you. I don't need you here. I'm not taking you through no burden for me. This is
mm,
the path I chose, and I must man up, and I accept it. I have no problem. But when you lose
mm,
someone and you see your wife fight as hard as she did, the hell she went through, she never asked why me. Never. She was always a trooper. I mean, she had blood marrow transplants, everything, and never asked why me. So
mm,
I told them I'm not alone. And my family understood when I said my wife is with me. They understood
mm,
completely. God has us,
mm,
but my wife was there. And seeing her stand up to what she went through to the last breath, I actually held her when they sent her home from Duke. They pretty much, in the South, that's how they do it. They bring their family home to die. So they
mm,
said, we did all we could. She's leaving. So it was cool. She came home. She lasted. She's supposed to die that night, but she lasted, I said, about another 10 days. Strong one. Just
okay.
didn't want to go.
Mm,
So when that moment near hospice, let you know there's certain things the body go through, let you know
mm,
they're near. The time is
mm,
real near. So,
mm,
we set the room up, got the music, and waited for her to go. And she held on for another 4 hours, maybe. And
mm,
I went in there and told her it's time to go. We
mm,
were alone. I told her it's time to go. You had a hell of a fight. You're a trooper. Hell of a fight.
mm,
Held her behind her neck
mm,
and put my hand on the stomach and told her, baby, it's a hell of a fight. All the kids are here. I'm here with you.
mm,
We will always
mm,
be together, but it's time to go. And
mm,
in 2 minutes, her stomach stopped moving. Her stomach
mm,
stopped moving, and I laughed with joy.
mm,
I laughed with joy. I was in Rome alone, so I laughed with joy. You never know what you're going to do when you're losing your friend, your best friend. You never know how to handle it. And, but I told her it was time to go. 2 minutes, her stomach stopped moving, and I laughed for about 2 minutes. And then it hit me. Your best friend is gone. That's when the tears came. So all I said, I bring that up to say, this woman was such a trooper to the last minute that I say next to be born of my mother, holding that woman as she transitioned was the best thing that ever happened to me on earth, short of being born of my mother. A lot of people say, that's such a horrible story. I don't know how you survived. It was beautiful to me. If I wasn't there, who would be? I would have questioned how I thought the family did, but I was there with her through the whole thing. So to not be there when she leave or transition, I would have so many questions. What did she say? Well, how was she in pain? So God was good. God put me there, told me it's time to go, tell her it's time to go. So for me, it's a beautiful love story. I don't see that bad, but I share this, and to get back to the hospital here, that's what gave me the strength. That love story, my wife, that's what gave me the strength to fight here. Seriously, it truly did. She was with me. I remember her strength through her pain. Who am I to cry? Who am I to feel sorry for myself? She showed me the way. So, I mean, even the rough things in life we go through, there's a reason why you go through them. You know, you grow from it. And I grew so much. I was like, God, there's nothing good about the hell she went through. She was such a beautiful soul. However, it prepared me for my journey, my transition, because I was gone. So where were we at? We went to the hospital. They got me up in ICU. And I had another. They went into my lungs. They pierced my lungs. They pierced my side and went into. They had to keep draining the blood out 24 hours. They kept draining, and they kept putting blood in me. And my family was notified by then. And I tell you, it's like the doctors don't normally come around, but they came around to my room 4 times a day, tell me I'm dying. Within 3, okay, I'm dying. I get it. What do you want me to do? I get it. Get your family. I'm not doing it. So all I said, my wife was with me. I would say a week into it, I go in and out of consciousness, in and out. And there was lying there in ICU. Like I said, the hospital was built a little different. There was just a little tiny window I could see. There was other people in there. A couple of them died in that week I was there. It was only about 6 people in there. 2 of them died. All I could see was daylight and darkness. That's all you could see. And it was such a lonely, in a way, journey. You know, that's all you can do. I couldn't move anything other than my neck and head and just look at the light. So they ran out of blood. You accept it. We're third world. They ran out of blood. So I'm definitely, they told me they wanted to induce coma. This was about a weekend. They said, we're going to induce coma. I couldn't do that to my family. I said, there's no way, because I lose consciousness, come back. I lose it, I will never let you induce coma in third world. I just won't do it. So I had hired a couple of girls to take care of me around the clock, so they were able to, this is what I said, the Dominicans are so resourceful. We ran out of blood. She knew my blood type. She went into the community, found someone with my blood type, and brought them back. I mean, it's for a small fee, brought them back, had them tested, all did the best. And that's where I got my blood. So this one gentleman, I was getting his blood for the whole 3 weeks I was there. The whole 3 weeks I was there, I was getting his blood. So because there, I just wouldn't let him take me. I was going in and out of consciousness anyway. But lying there, it's the strangest thing, waiting to die. It's the strange, how do you explain it? I just looked, okay, I'm here. The sun came up because I couldn't see outside, I couldn't get up. So the sun is here, okay, I'm here another day. So God, let's do this. That's my thing. Let's get it over. Come on, I don't want to play. I'm ready to be with my wife. Let's do this. So 2 weeks passed by. They still pumped me with blood, still extracting blood. They kept the heart attacks down, my blood pressure off the roof. So Family, of course, took it hard. They were losing it. They were losing it. They wanted to come. I wouldn't let them come. I would not let them come. And of course, here they pretty straightforward here. They don't play. They told my sisters and all, he's dying. He's not going to make it. There's no way he's going to make it. There's no way he's going to make it. So 2 weeks went in. What are you going to do? I called the embassy to see what help I can get there. And I tell you, if any of you travel, embassy does nothing for you. Nothing. I thought the American embassy then would fly me out of there, do something, you know. But one thing they did do, they did come in the hospital check on. So that's good. They know you're not alone. Like I said, it's pretty rough here, third world. I mean, they have to let their people die at times, you know, because they just don't have the equipment, the resources. So they let their people die. So me as an American, you supposed to be able to fly yourself. You know, we all rich as far as they're concerned. So to let me die is nothing. So I know I'm gone. I know I'm gone. So that embassy came up there. They spoke with them. And they kind of stepped up their game a little bit, but they were doing all they could. So we're 2 weeks in. We're 2 weeks. Do you have any questions, Jay? Because like I said, just bear with me. It's a little tough sharing the story, but
no, it's all right. It's all right. You said you were 2 weeks in. What part of DR were you in?
I was in the center of the country, Bonao. It's the heart of the country. They're in the mountain region. The mountain region. Like I said, yeah, go ahead.
So that's probably why the hospital was so small. You were in like a small,
smaller
part of the country. Okay.
Absolutely. So if you go to the more resorted towns, they have excellent hospitals. Excellent hospitals. Okay. I love the people. I love the people. You know, I didn't care to be around a bunch of Americans. I'd stay in America. So that's me. You know, the people get out there, fly on the highway. So I'm Dominican now. So I'm out there, no helmet. they show me. But on that particular highway, you might lose 3 Dominicans a day. I mean, this is just a way of life. You die on bikes here. You die. And so to me, it was humbling that I survived. I mean, because people die and they accept it. They accept death as a part of transportation. You know, most of them can't afford cars, so they have to. I mean, you will see 3, 4 kids on a scooter with a mother sitting in front of the scooter. This is how they travel. You will see them carrying refrigerators on a scooter. But I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Mm-hmm.
Now, are there any laws regulating how they ride their scooters or speeds or anything like that?
Quasi. No, seriously, I mean, they just start implementing them like this year. This year, I mean, you could ride. Nobody has a license. Nobody has a license, so there's no speed limit. You know, that's why they say it may be getting better, but it was one of the most dangerous countries in the world for vehicles and death.
Wow.
So, you know, but like I say, I was gun ho. I'm Dominican now, you know, and I went out there with the natives, boy, and that circus taught me just how Dominican I am. But, you know, I got to laugh at it. I really do, because I'll sit here and cry. But all I said, let me just, back to the hospital. Here it is. I'm speaking to family day and night. I had a nurse. She was, gosh, she saved me. She just took to me right away. Anything you need, family. I mean, she has no money. She might make $200 a month to keep my phone on. She would go out her pocket and give me money. I mean, that just doesn't happen. They don't have money, you know. But she was so sweet. And at that point, you hear that for 2 weeks. You're going to die. You truly get tired of it, and it's like, God, come on, let's do this. I'm ready. I have no fear. Let's do it. And I guess finally, I talked to my mother about 3 days in, but I really talked to her about 2 weeks after. And I saw the pain, and I saw that pain for the first time. I wouldn't let her see me for 2 weeks, and she kept begging, "I want to see you. I want to see you. Everybody tell me you're bad. I got to see you." And I I couldn't kill my mother. So I let her see me on video, and I saw her pain. And that's when I made a decision. They wanted to operate on the legs, on my leg. They say we have to because it's cutting into your arteries, all kind of stuff. And I just said, there's no way, because I know I wouldn't survive the surgery. There's no way. My heart wouldn't survive. My lung was working at 70% possible. There's no way I would survive it. So that's a sure death. But once I saw my mother's face, it was like, it changed everything. It changed everything. I have grandbabies I love. But you know, when it's time to transition, and especially when someone you love so much as a wife has transitioned, you have people on, let's say for lack of a better word, you have people on that side, you have people on this side. So I'm cool either way. If I live, I'm cool. I got people here. If I go, I got people there. I lost a brother. I lost a lot of people I love. So for me, it's cool either way. Once I saw my mother, that changed everything. When I saw her face, saw the pain in her face, and she just lost her daughter a year, almost to the date. That's when, after 2 weeks, I took a different action. That's when I was like, let's get more blood if that's what you need. Because I was just ready to die. I don't want no more blood. Let's go. But once I saw her face, that was the turning point. And I wish I could say, it's the strangest thing, surviving death. You always think of something sudden, you survive. A gunshot, and I survived. Okay, 5 hours later, they saved my life, I'm good. You know, that's trauma, mental trauma. But to go through 3 weeks of waiting to die, that's when no prayer can help you. Seriously, no prayer. God is, I believe. I don't give a warning label on this. I'm not a very religious person, but I truly believe in God is everywhere and everything. So that's just my belief. Within me, I am that source, and God is throughout me, throughout my body. And you learn that you're in this alone in a way. You know, you have your faith, but I tell you what, whatever your faith you have, it challenges you. You know, like say you can have a gunshot and 24 hours they saved you, you came through, but to be conscious, unconscious, and every time you're conscious, you're going to die. You're like, well, hell, why didn't I die when I was unconscious? See, let's do this. Like I said, seeing my mother's face changed everything. It wasn't about me anymore. It was never about me. But I'm not going to burden my family. I told my mother I was good. Everything is okay. Don't worry. I know I'm going to die. And seeing her face after 2 weeks, I said, okay. I told the doctors, this is what we're going to do. Next week, I'm leaving here. Period. They said, how are you leaving here? Your family coming? They said, you will never leave here. You will die here. I said, okay. I said, no, I'm getting on a plane. They laughed. I had friends searching, calling the cruise ship because I knew I couldn't fly. They told me my lungs, you have blood clots throughout your body. There's no way you're ever getting on a plane. And they told me they will never sign off for me to get on a plane. It just won't happen. So I'm thinking I have friends, find a cruise ship. I can get on, get me out of here, take me to Puerto Rico. You know, they have a little better hospitals and, you know, it's American. So I got to get home to mom now. I have to. I can't do this to her. She just lost a daughter. So they said, the doctors talked to me. They said, so it's 2.5 weeks in. You're not in your right mind. You had brain damage. You're not in your right mind. What you're saying. We will never sign off for you to get on a plane. And you will die immediately. I said, okay. So I thought about that. I said, talk to my doctors in America. They shared all my records with the doctors in America. And they called my doctors in America, called me. They're absolutely right. You will die. You will die as soon as altitude hits. Your lungs are not strong. The blood, you have blood clots everywhere. One will kill you with altitude. You have them everywhere, so you will die. So I'm 2.5 weeks in, thinking about my mom, and not having my travel insurance in place at the time. I say, well, here's my choice. Here's my dilemma. not really a dilemma. I had two choices. Pretty simple. I die here. I'm going to die. You know, everybody, doctors in America told me, or I'm getting on a plane somehow. And I tell you, this is why I, I just believe this. God is in everything. I believe in God as strong as you possibly can. However, I take a lot of the burden on myself. Always have. I love that club song. I love it because it's so profound. God help those who help themselves. I've always lived by that first. Before I kneel down to ask God for anything, I exhaust myself. Exhaust. So, of course, I speak with God. I have a choice. Only two choices. You're dying here, you're dying on the plane. So I know without travel insurance, it can be quite expensive to get your body home. And I didn't have it in place this particular trip.
That's when you decided to fly after that, I think. Yeah.
Excuse me. Sorry, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. I get you.
But I can say this. I can say I'm thinking about my mother, my wife. I can say this. Who is God? We all come from religious backgrounds, different faiths and all. I can tell you who God is to me. Much more than this. God is everything and everywhere. But I can truly say and tell you why God is love, first and foremost. God is love, period, to me. Now, having gone through this, not having a quick, you almost died, you survived death. No, having being conscious, unconscious, and waking up to you're going to die. The mental war that is, you know, I was cool with it. But when you bring mother love in, think about your grandbabies and see your mother face, I tell you, that trumped everything I ever believed in life. That trumped it, looking at that woman's face and seeing this pain in her face. So, my doctors in America, you're going to die on the plane. You're going to die here. Okay, so it's pretty simple. I'm getting on the plane. They say there's no way you can make it out here. More than almost 2/3 of your body is broke. I mean, every bone is broke. So I said, okay. I had a couple friends. I said, this is how we're going to do it. This is love. This is love makes you do this because reasoning don't exist anymore to say, I got to get on this plane. And no, I'm going to die. You don't, there's not common reasoning there. So my mother, the journey it was about my mother, my grandbabies. I have to take my body home to my mother, period. There's no way. It can be quite expensive when you don't have travel insurance. It may be 40, 50,000 to get your remains home. There's no way I'm doing that to my mother. There is no way I could do that to my mother. I chose to be here. I had no regrets on my choice, but I love that woman so much. I'm going to find a way to take my mangled remains home to that woman. So they fought me on it. We're not going to let you go. I called the embassy once again. Can they keep me against my will? Absolutely not. So I couldn't find a ship that would take you because they don't do in between trips. If you start a trip, they'll take you back home. International law is some crazy. I learned international law big time in the hospital. So all I said, okay. I said, Mom, I'm coming home. She didn't know how bad off I was. So I said, Mom, only person I would trust to get me the ticket, Mom, give me the ticket. Okay. I'm coming home. So we're 2.5 weeks in. And I believe it was on a Thursday. She got the ticket. And hospital kept coming. My doctors kept calling me, do not leave. Do not. And I told them I'm leaving. There's no way I'm staying. I'm going to die either way. So the night before it came, they came, did paperwork and all. You know, we can't give you no. Your lungs is not nowhere near full capacity. You got blood clots everywhere. You're going to die. I said, okay, I'm cool. So that night before I got carried to the airport, I was such at peace because I had mind you, I laid horizontal for almost 3 weeks. Who in their right mind think you're going to stand vertical? If you're that damaged, you stand vertical, a lot of people die. Just standing vertical because you had a blood clot. I haven't been up. So here I am. I'm not in my right mind. Love says you can get home. Period. Love. Because if I reasoned out, there was no way I was going to stand. I couldn't stand, first off, but even anyone to lift me up. So all this said, so that night I was at peace because I'm going home to mom. I'm taking my body home to mom. I was at peace.
Well, how did you get to the airport?
That morning they came, checked me out, tried to talk me out of leaving again. And a couple of friends came up, beautiful friends. They came up, didn't have much, but they had a pickup truck. So here I am, not am I getting in a car, I'm getting in a pickup truck you got to climb in. So they come to the room and everyone comes, say goodbye, thank you for everything. And I do thank them. Such a small amount of resources they have, they saved my life to that point. Or let's say they kept me alive because I'm going to die. They kept me alive. And I mean, the Dominican people, they are so beautiful. Once they took me out of ICU, they took me to a regular room. I'm in a tiny room with two other guys in there. And if you know anything about the Dominican Republic, the families, they come to visit. I mean, they 24/7 there, but they took care of me. They took care of me. I mean, so I have to give them credit. They preserved my life to get on that plane. So all I said with that, the next morning, my two friends came to get me. We had a 2-hour trip to Santo Domingo, a little less than 2 hours. And they rolled me out to the car. I'm still laying horizontal. Haven't set up. I couldn't. My bones were too mangled. And the first time I get down to the car to pick me up, they picked me up, slid me over, and I could stand on one leg. That's all I had that wasn't broke. And I passed out. Just sweat everywhere. I passed out, fell back on the stretcher. And they said they were trying to take me back in the hospital. No way. They said, your heart is racing. You're going to go. Your blood pressure is through the. Put me in this truck. So it took them about 30 minutes to put me in the truck because I passed out again, getting in the truck. It's just a blood flow. I've been laid horizontal. So I'm sweating. They said, no, you got to go back in the hospital. No, I'm not dying in it. I'm not dying in there. Put me in this truck. So they put me in the truck somehow. And it was a hell of a journey, that bumpy, almost 2-hour ride. And, but I was so, like I said, love, brother, love. I was so happy I was one step closer to taking my body home to my mother, just one step closer. So the 2-hour ride, I get to the airport. They bring the chair out to get me. I get out again, pass out again. They said, my friend's like, we have to take you in the hospital. I said, no, I'm not dying here. I just can't die here. Y'all understand? I'm not dying here. So the supervisor came out and said, we can't let you get on this plane. You're not in good shape. Do you have any note from the hospital that you're okay to travel? No. I begged them. I pleaded with them. I have to get on this plane. The plane was about 30 minutes to take off. He finally gave in and said, okay, you get on at your own risk. So I said, no problem. So all I said, they willed me, friends. I mean, they were such love. They got me there. It was incredible. So the whole time, I know 30 minutes to take off. I have 30 more minutes on this earth. The whole time, I know I have 30 more minutes on this earth. No fear at all, because love. All I wanted to do, it had to happen, get my body on that plane to take it home to my mother. Not go home to a better hospital, not go home to be in America. No, I'm taking my body home to my mother. So there is no fear. You have one mission. That's why I say, brother, God is love. Because it was love that even made me think I could leave that hospital to get on a damn plane. It was love that said, you're going to die as soon as you take off. It was love. So they got me on the plane. The pilot came out. It's too difficult. We have to take off. You're not getting in the seat well. This is not good. I said, I can't leave. Put me wherever you have to. I can't leave. Pilot changed his mind. Let me sit there. I told them, they knew I was messed up pretty bad. I said, can I please on takeoff? They don't let you do this. But she was good. She said, I understand. I can see you and your dream. Mind you, 3 weeks, I shut down. I did not eat one thing. I drank water. 3 weeks in the hospital. Had no pain medicine because I didn't know really what they were giving me. I shut down. So I just said that human spirit is, brother, I tell you, they have us so dumbed down not to believe in ourselves. We are powerful, powerful beings. Powerful. Ask me how I had 2/3 of my body broke and deal with that pain for 3 weeks. We are an intelligence that's so great, and we give ourselves so little credit. So anyhow, I'm on the plane, and I lack of a better, I still call him stewardess. She came to me. I said, "Can I please lean back because I'm in so much pain?" She said, "You know, regulations don't." She said, "But go ahead. I can see you in bad shape." She had no clue how bad I was. I had a jacket in my bag. I leaned the seat back. I'm on the plane, Mom. That's all I can think. I'm on the plane, Mom. I leaned back, tied the jacket over my head so no one could see my head, and just leaned, slumped. And she was okay with it. I said, "I'm going to sleep now, please, if no one disturbed me." You know, I sleep pretty hard. I have medication. I told her this. Even if I slump, I'm asleep, just leave me. My whole thing was, before they find my body, I just need an hour in this airspace. I'll be in Miami's airspace in exactly now. Okay? So I gave them the story that I'm asleep, I'll fall asleep hard. So when I slumped, when I died on takeoff, they wouldn't look at me because they have to take me back to the country that I'm closest to. So she allowed me to do this, and I just turned to my right, and there was this one big cloud there. I believe in energy transfer. I believe in a lot. So I said, it's time for me to join this energy, this great beyond. It's time for me to join it. So I looked at this one cloud, and it's the weirdest thing, preparing for death. How do you do that? How do you take your body home? Not go home to save your life. Take your body home. That was my only mission for getting on that plane, was taking my body home to my family and my mother. So I looked at this one cloud, ready to go. Plane takes off. I feel all kind of things going on in the body. I can feel the blood clot just popping in my leg. I assume they were blood clot. My heart just going crazy. And I'm like, okay, let's go. It's time to go. But hopefully they don't find me for an hour until we hit American airspace. So I look at this one cloud the whole time. This was a 4-hour trip. And I'm looking at the cloud in extreme. That's the only reason why I knew I was still alive on what we call Earth, because I could still see the cloud. I could still see the cloud the whole time, this one cloud. So 3.5 hours go, time zone, it starts to get dark. So the cloud starts to disappear. So all I said, the pain just was, that's the only reason why I knew I was still alive, was pain. But I was supposed to die. So we land in Newark. I had called a buddy. I knew, he may be the first one to pick up my body if I land, So this is what I'm thinking. If they don't catch my body in Dominican airspace and take me back. So I called him. I knew he wasn't going to pick me up. So I called him and I land, and it was the strangest thing. Everyone's getting off, and I'm aware I'm on a plane. But I just said, wow, heaven is, a little different than I thought, because I'm dead. Believe me, seriously. This is my mindset that, wow, heaven is a little different. It looked like Newark Airport. So So it was my time. They brought the wheelchair on the plane. They said, "This guy's pretty mangled. We need help here." They wanted to call paramedics, and I'm just looking around and looking out the window. You fight so hard because you love so hard to get somewhere, and once you're there, I didn't want to get off the plane. And they asked me why. Why? This is North. I said, no, I can't get off. They said, what? I'm thinking, seriously, whatever I transfer into, I thought I was there. So I did not realize I was alive. They had to call a psychiatrist. It took 2 hours getting me off that plane. 2 hours mentally to get me off the plane because I'm not here. I was not, when you're told so much you're going to die for 3 weeks, when your doctors tell you you're going to die, and they give you all the reasons why, and you agree, science says you're going to die, and you land, I have no one to get me. What do you mean you have? Then I broke down and told them the story. The psychiatrist, why I can't leave. They said you were not supposed to get on this plane. I said, no. I said, I know. What happened after psychiatrist talked to me for a while, it was not until they wheeled me out, they said, you need a paramedic. No, I'm not. I'm gonna call my friend. I still felt I was in this time zone of, I'm in heaven. This is still heaven. Mentally, you're gone. So once my friend got there and pulled up, that is at that moment, I knew I was alive. I knew I was there here on earth. Seriously, it was the love of my friend, that familiar face. I fought. I fought like hell for 3 weeks to survive. Fought like hell, and here I am back in America. I was never supposed to land alive. Was never supposed to land alive. So mentally, I was gone. What am I doing? I didn't know how to proceed once I landed, because in your mind, you did all you could do. You got your body on the plane. Mind you, I am not me anymore. I am my body. I'm taken home to my mother. I am no longer me. It's the strangest. That's why when the topic says surviving death, when you're conscious most of the time, you're surviving 3 weeks of death, mental death, waiting. It is so weird. So all I said, I got in my friend's van and he took me to the hospital. And once we arrived, of course, they came, got me, went right to work on me. And they just said, my friend told them a story. They said he just came from where? With these injuries? How is he alive? How is he alive? The doctors just couldn't. They kept asking me. But what happened, I struggled with it and almost fought the doctors and nurse because you're no longer yourself. What am I doing here? I don't understand. I'm thinking I'm still, like I said, Dominican is love, but it was almost like being a prisoner of war in this way. I mean, they were loving, not in that way. You're in a third world hospital. That is a tough journey. So when I got to America in the emergency room there, I'm thinking I'm still in the Dominican Republic. I'm lost. I'm in a time warp. I'm lost. And I lashed out at the nurse because she was trying to work on me. They was like, what is wrong? And I had to tell them, please, I need someone to help me mentally, because I told them the story. When you prepare to die, brother, I mean, you disconnect with the world. The only thing had me, the umbilical cord to this earth anymore was the love of my mother. That's it. That's it. And from there, St. Barnabas, that's where I remained for 2 weeks. Operation after operation, operation after blood transfusion. So the journey the hell had just started. They almost lost me 3 times, and that's here in America. I was in bad shape. So that's what happened all the way up to St. Barnabas, and the story continues.
So what was your mother's reaction to seeing you in America when she saw you here?
Her and my sister came up to St. Barnabas, and she was in disbelief when she saw how bad I was. I was in bad shape. It wasn't good for her. She couldn't look at me. She couldn't look at me because I told her I was okay. And when she saw me on camera, I only showed her portions of my face because my head was out to here. So her son made it home. They rushed up from Virginia up to Livingston. And once she saw me, that's when she broke. She broke. She was happy, but it was like, this is not my son. Who is this? I know it's my son because I was kind of disfigured, my head. I was kind of, and they had wires, everything on me. So it was like, my sister broke. Nobody knew I was that bad off. Nobody. I beg everyone not to even tell my mother I was in bad shape. What can she do other than die? She just lost her daughter. You know, so yeah, it was extremely hard on her. Extremely hard. It was extremely hard on me looking at my mother look at me. But all I can say, love got me home. Got me home, brought my body home to my mother. So like brother, it's so strange. The disconnect is like, okay, I made it home. What the hell you do? I'm not supposed to be here. You don't prepare to transition because you don't know what's out there. All I know is I'm going to be my brother, my wife who went before me. I know I'm going to communicate, at least in my belief, I'm going to be with that energy, wherever it may be, whatever we call it. So here on earth, now it started a whole new fight. Now that I live, what do I do? My life is going to be different, drastically different, physically, everything. So the battle really begun once I got in America, really begun. And my family saw just how mangled I was.
How long did it take for you to physically recover from these injuries?
I haven't. I haven't. My knee is no good to me. My body, I had so many plastic surgeries. The nerve pain that's throughout my body, I had plastic surgery everywhere because when you scrape a ground with flip-flops on, shorts, no helmet, you tear your body up pretty bad. And I can say I wouldn't say abrasions because I mean, you saw everything inside me. That's how bad the ground tore me up. That pain was more than in both broken bones. And that's what I live with now. The bone pain from my ribs, shoulder, even my skull, fracture headaches. But my knee, I still walk with a limp. Yeah, I mean, you've seen me with the cane. I should have a cane, but something in me refused to be handicapped. Something in me refused to be handicapped. So to me, I'm going to get my legs here. It's been 2 years, almost a day. I'm going to get it together. But I'm going to get it together. But I have recovered. After St. Barnabas for about 3 weeks, then I went to Kessler. And I tell you what happened. Mom had to go back home, but I was just so thankful I got my body home. I still say this to this day, even though I brought my soul home and I live. It's still a disconnect, brother. When that plane took off, I don't know if I lost me, the old me, or if I gained a new me. I would say I gained a new me because I'm not the person that sat in that seat and waited to take off. I am not that person. And you struggle with that. You still try to grab that person that was in the DR for 3 weeks. That's who I was. The person who I still have nightmares. It is hard to get that sound of tumbling, tummy breaking, and looking at truck fly by your head. Waiting to truck to run you over because you're laid here in the street, can't move. So I struggle mentally. I struggle bad with it. I still have the dreams. I deal with them better. So, but you're still fighting. And St. Barnabas, I fought. When they moved me to Kessler, if any of us know Kessler, we know that's when I realized I'm still here. When I hit Kessler, that's when it hit me. I was in an accident. Because other than that, your soul is just fighting. Love, you're fighting. You're fighting, so you don't care about you. And you don't care about, they say you're mangled, you can't go on. I don't care about my bones. I don't care. I still have a consciousness that I'm getting home. Love is going to take me home. Kessler, when they took me down for the first day of therapy, and you see who's around you, you know Kessler. If you make it to Kessler, you are in bad shape. And the floor I was on the brain injury floor. So that's when I finally broke. Never cried during this whole time. Never cried. That's when it hit me. That's when it hit me. I was at it's strange. Kessler being there, my father was there. He was in bad shape. I had friends that was in Kessler. When you hit Kessler, you're in bad shape. That's when the whole accident hit me. I was in an accident. Other than that, I'm just in a fight. You don't care about the accident. I got to fight. That's when something different happens to you. And they told me there, she's like, you're in bad shape. You know, your lungs are still bad. I mean, they let you out the hospital. Your lungs are still bad, but you're in bad shape. You still have blood flow, got to worry about, but you're not far from the hospital. So all I said, it's just the mental journey. I mean, the mental journeys you go on surviving death, because I survived death in the DR for 3 weeks. I survived death St. Barnabas. I survived death. It got a little better in Kessler, but then I dealt with the reality of my damage and my different life. I knew I was going to be different forever. So that leads you up to Kessler. And then
well, since going through this, did you ever go to therapy or ever try to get any mental health treatment?
I knew I needed it. I'm just such a spiritual person, and so entwined with this earth, God, that if it's not done naturally, I don't need to be here. And not to say that therapy is not good. I mean, it helps a lot of people. I mean, they helped me get off the plane. I mean, they talked to me and helped me realize you're not dead. You're in North. But the disconnect was there. I'm dead, so no, I should have, brother. All I said, I should. In hindsight, this is why I still tell the story. I'm in therapy now. Right now. That's why I told you how many times you heard me tell it. It's not about who's listening. It's about thank you for listening, because it helps me. So this is my therapy. Exactly what we're doing right now is my therapy, brother. I hope that answers your question.
It does. I have one more question before we open it up to everyone else for questions. Has the accident given you a different perspective on your life, on what you're doing or what you should be doing with life?
Yes. I have certain fearlessness with life. I've done one of your shows, and I come off in a certain way. There's nothing arrogant about me. Never been that person. Always been humble. Always believed in myself. But surviving death brings a new reality. I fear death now. I didn't fear it then, but now I truly do not fear it, because my whole family, I can't say I took them through a lot. I won't do that, because I chose to be where I wanted to be, and I'm back. So here we are. After getting out of Kessler, I think I sat at home maybe 6-7 months. I was in bad shape in a wheelchair for most of the part. My sister was beautiful. She brought me in. My whole family there they brought me back to life. And when they heard you're getting back on the plane and going where, they were furious. So they was like, here we go again. You're going to die this. I'm like, Jesus Christ, you're killing me all over again. So my mother was out of, she's cool. Mom is like, if that's your journey, live your life, son. So all I said, you talking about having no fear. Here I am in a wheelchair. I let them know 6 months after sitting in my sister's house, my family just took care of me from A to Z, ran me to doctor appointments to Jersey. I was in West Virginia, and they ran me back and forth. So my family, oh God, I love them. When they heard I was going back, it's like, okay, maybe you need to get checked, some mental health because you're gone. And here I am in a wheelchair. I said, well, I'll be out the wheelchair in about 2 weeks. That was my prognosis. I'm going to be out of here. I got a plane ticket for 3 weeks after. I said, I'm going to be out the wheelchair on, crutches, cane, and I'm going back. But the thing was, like I said, this is a beautiful nature country, so gorgeous. And I always said this, what brings me back. I hear the voice of God here. But see, for nature is that voice of God. So this is why, okay, if I go back, when you have no fear, I put it to you like this. I mean, do I have a fearlessness with life? Absolutely. So in my speaking, other than today, usually when I'm on camera, I speak as a matter of fact. Today was rough getting through this, but thank you for carrying me. I really thank you. It was very difficult. But no, thank you, brother. Thank you. I wouldn't have done this with anyone else. You know that. I love you, brother, and you carried me.
Love you too, my brother.
Sure. Yeah.
Love you too, my brother. Yeah.
So all I said, brother, am I different from the moment I took off in the DR and waiting to die? That other person, I don't know. I don't know who I am now. All I know is this. Once you have no fear of death, you start to live life. That's all. If I can share anything with anyone, when you have no fear of death, if you don't fear death, you shouldn't fear anything else. I'm going to get a new job. I'm starting a business. I'm having a child. If you don't fear death, you shouldn't fear anything below death. And death is the ultimate. So I just say death because if I don't fear that, I don't fear anything. Opening a business, doing this, traveling, earth, I don't fear it anymore. That's what this did to me. So I am a walking spirit, because my body is still mangled. I love my body, but it didn't fail me. Things happened to it. I'm still encased in it, but my spirit is so much bigger now than my body. It's almost as if my spirit leads my body now. So in coming back, my family talked to me, asked me to get mental help because something got to be wrong with you. You're getting back on the plane and going back. I said, I love it. I hear the voice of God there. So I'm really crazy there. I'm telling them I talk to God in the trees. So all I said, but the thing is, what this does for you, depression sets in, extreme depression. When you lay in a wheelchair, you think about where your life is. So I know the nature here. So I just said, I'm not well right now, but I have to save my spirit, my mental, or this physical will never come back around. So this is why I had come. They didn't understand you're not physically well by no means. It doesn't matter. If I don't save my mental, I'm going to die or stroke out of depression. So this is why 7 months after returning to America, I was back on the plane coming here. So all that said, brother, did it change? Absolutely. I fear death not. So anything below death, and if I can share anything with people, listen, let it go. Guess what? I say this, live every day. I mean, it's a cliche saying, live every day as if it's your last, because someday it will be. It's so true. Stop fearing death. If you don't fear death, you ain't fear anything below death. Everything else falls below death. The moment you stop, I say let all fear go. Oh no, you got to fear something. Fear nothing. Fear nothing. I fear nothing. If you don't fear death, fear nothing. Guarantee you that will be the day you start to live. That one, this, now in hindsight, as I see it, my story, not that happened to me so I can become this person. I don't believe that. Oh, that had to happen to you. So no, I don't believe that. Because that happened to me, I became this person. You understand? Because, as I say, shit gonna happen to all of us. You're not getting out of this life and shit not happening. It's how you deal with it. That's what I say.
Mm.
Oh, no, that happened to you. God had to show you. So you, no. Shit happens to you. How do you pick yourself up? You know what I mean?
Mm.
You know, in football, we didn't count the times we got knocked down. We count the times we got up. That's what's important. How many times you get back up, not how many times you got knocked down. So this is where I am. So I say to everyone, fear nothing. There's nothing. As soon as you stop fearing any and everything, you will start to live. And this is why I'm living, brother. This is why I am living. Because that happened, I chose to see life this way. Have no fear. Because I know it's through fear you can't live. We make up so much crap. Oh, I can't do this. I fear that. Oh, they said this don't work. Oh, they said it don't work for you. My thing is now, there's 99 reasons why something will fail. True reasons. All I need is one why to succeed. That's how I attack life now. I just need one reason why to succeed. So I just say, let go to fear. That if I learned anything from this, let go to fear. Live. That's all I can say. Because guess what? I hate to break the news to some people. You're going to die. It's the one guarantee on this earth. And I don't want to use the word death. You're going to transition out of this body. That's the one guarantee I can give you today. You're going to leave. I'm going to leave. I just happen to survive. I just happen. So I tell you, and I share this with you, Jay, and I'm fall back. I shared lying there in and out of consciousness. I wouldn't dare let them induce coma. They wanted to. No way. They said, but you're in so much pain. And when the blood clots break, I let them break. I was going in and out of consciousness on my own. I don't need them induced. Lying there, if there's something, the only thing I thought about and felt bad about leaving, of course, family. You hurt so bad, which I didn't do anything. I lived my life. Things happen. That's it. So I didn't feel bad about being here. Could have happened in America, and I could have died there. So I don't get caught up in that. What I thought about most was, I have so much in me, whether it be knowledge, whether it be something I want to do for people, something I want to share, or something I want to learn from other people. It was always people. I feel bad taking this with me. That's the only thing I felt. Not, oh, I wish I would have made that trip. I feel bad dying because I'm not going to make that trip. Only thing I said, I never said if I live, because I know I'm dying, so it's cool. I said, if I had it to do all over again, my creativity, my knowledge I could have gotten from other people, I will never let anything sit inside me again. Because I just said, I'm taking this with me. And then I realized what this whole thing called life is about here. It's about passing knowledge. That's it. Passing on knowledge. For me, at least that was my perception of it all. When I was lying there, I didn't feel bad. Oh, I wish I could live longer so I could be happy. No, it was none of that. It was that, what have I given to humanity? There was something in me I could have left here to help someone else. That's all. So if there's a saying of, what were you thinking when you know you were dying? It was that we all have a great intelligence and a universal intelligence in us. So we all have creativity in us. That was my only regret. I don't like regret, but for lack of a better word, regret is that I didn't exhaust my creativity and give to the world and try to change it somehow. So it wasn't that if I live, I'm going to do, because I'm not going to live. But if I had life to do over again, I would give of myself. So that's why I would never do this, brother. I would have never came on a public forum. I've never done it before. You brought the love of you, who you are, the professional you are, the heart you have, is the reason why I've done the very first show with you. First public thing I would never be on video with anyone. After that, I know I cannot hold back anything. I have to give of myself to the world. I know that. So that's what.
And I appreciate it. And yet, believe it or not, your episodes are usually the highest rated because you're always very honest. controversial at times, but honest, which is what I,
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, bro.
I embrace that controversy. But now, I mean, if you even remember, the second that we met, we just connected. Like that exact moment that we met, we connected. So
absolutely,
yeah. As always, I always appreciate you.
Yeah, brother,
for coming on, and I'm happy you're here. Like that's
thank you, bro.
Yeah, a lot of people don't even stay. Like I'm happy you're here. I'm happy you made it.
Right,
right. Now you get to tell your story. You get to help others. I mean, you helped me a lot. So. I definitely appreciate you for being out here.
Thank you.
Thank you. So this is what I want to do. I want to open it up in case anyone has any questions, comments, well wishes, anything. For those of you that are new, I think everyone here is a regular, but if you're not, if you have a question or comment, just so that we can keep order, you can use the hand raise option. In order to raise your hand, you hit the three dots on either the top or bottom of your screen that says more. Once you press that, there should be an option here to raise hands. If that doesn't work, you can type your question in the chat. If all else fails, take yourself off mute. Let me know you have a question, and I will acknowledge you. Hang on 1 second. All right. Nguru, my brother and sister from Africa. Wonderful story. I always feel God and nature myself. Definitely. And I appreciate y'all for coming on because I know it's late in Africa. It's probably about 1 a.m. out there for y'all.
My family, my brother and sister, I love them.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate y'all coming out there. Jalen wrote, my blessings out to you.
Thank you.
I'm here for you for whatever you need me. Oh, for whenever you need me. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Beautiful, thank
Larita, thank you. Larita has her hand up.
Yes. Hey, Jim.
Hey, baby. How you doing?
I'm good. I just want you. Wait, let me turn my video on. Sorry. I just want you to know that your story. I thought it was on, but I messed up. Your story is very powerful. It's inspiring, and it's truly a testament to living versus existing. And
right.
I just wanna encourage you to keep encouraging others. And right. I'm glad I was able to hear your story, though I was running around a bit. I was busy running around.
Right.
I'm glad I was able to hear everything as far as but I was able to definitely pay attention to.
Well, Larita, thank you so much, sister. I truly appreciate it, and I truly appreciate you taking the time to listen to my little story. So I feel honored. I truly, all of you that's here, I feel honored. Anyone who wants to listen to my little story. But like I say, I thank all of you because you have no clue what therapy this is for me. 2 years after, it's still therapy. So, like I say, I lied there, not regretting what I didn't do in life. I had some regrets that I didn't share all of me with this world. While you're taking it with you while you're transitioning with a creative genius and a creative thought, I wish I could, So now I'm laying it on the line. When you don't fear death, my dear, lay it on the line. Any creative thoughts, do it. Don't wait.
I am. I'm definitely jumping, as Steve Harvey said. I'm jumping into a few different projects. So I know what you're saying. Life turned upside down for me, but not as drastically as you. But it definitely has been a tumultuous 6 years for me. Getting a little worse before it got better. It's like 4 steps forward, 2 steps back, 2 steps forward, 6 steps back. So I definitely get it. I have a question. Like, have you ever thought of writing your story, telling your story in an author situation in a publication?
I thought about it. Yeah, I absolutely did. I thought about it. It has to be a humbling reason to do it and to share my story that it can help somebody. That's why I'm on that thought pattern to share it, because if it can help anyone else, like I say, I live to give myself to the world, to give myself to you. I have nothing, and you know, Sid, that I don't bite my tongue, but now you understand. Humbly, I don't bite my tongue. Now you may understand.
Right.
Since you heard me speak and we've spoken on the phone,
different time.
So this is why I am who I am. You understand? When I took off and landed that day, I became, there you go. So I am yours. Seriously, I mean, I'm not going to be used and abused by people. I'm no fool.
Right.
However, I am giving myself to those who are receptive to it.
So I think, and the reason why I bring up the book situation is you putting it in a book platform, in a book form, it opens it up to those who may not know about Zoom, who may not be able to reach you in different ways, but it'll give them a way to connect with you through you telling your story in a book. You never know. You never know whose life you could touch in a book form. Just an idea.
I appreciate it, sis, and you know what's going to happen. I'm going to reach out to you tomorrow, okay?
Absolutely.
Because I know you know a lot about it. I know you know a lot about it, so I'm going to start right here with you.
Absolutely.
Okay? Thank you so much for your thoughts.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Got it. Thank you, Loretta. Do we have any other questions or comments from anyone? Let me check. Here's one that was sent. Did you ever wonder why God kept you after going through what you went through?
Yeah. No, not at all. No, not at all. No, I didn't wonder. What we were just speaking about, I have to give up myself to the world. So lying there, like I said, it was never, oh, I could have done this, or I could have hugged a little more. It was never that. It was that you have to give of yourself. I mean, call it humanity, call it sun, call it knowledge, call creativity, whatever's in you. It was that you have to give of yourself. That's it. Your creative thoughts, sharing. You have to give of yourself. So I absolutely understand why God kept me. This is why I'm here today. You know, like I said, it's funny, even though I'm here, I'm here because God, this is home, this nature, you know, this ocean, these mountains. This is where I hear God's voice strongest. And we all have that same feeling. If you go to Belmar, you go to Atlantic City Beach, you feel something. You know, that's God. Part of God. You feel something when you're at the beach. Oh, you feel great, then you got to go back to the hellhole or work, whatever. But for that moment, that brief moment, I just happen to have it 24/7. Not so much, oh, I'm living here. No, I don't tell a story like that. I share the story. You know, I share it with you to encourage you, brother. There's a different life out here. It's a different world. It's a big world out here. So, no, I don't wonder why. I know why. I had a lot of time, 3 weeks of someone telling you, medical professionals in America and DR, you're dying for sure, and get on a plane. So you have this time, these final thoughts of saying, what is it all about? And that's what I come up with. If you happen to survive, give of yourself. Every bit that's in you, live your life, do the things you want, but give of yourself. Give of, that's it. So I am not myself no more. I am this earth. You know, and if I could save a tree, I mean, I'm taking it that far. If I could save a tree, I'm not a tree hugger, but I love trees, you know, so
you'll say,
I mean, yeah, you know, so this is what I am. Give yourself, do something. If I save one human life or save a tree and I'm lying there again and have time to think, I'm gonna feel good. Okay, I'm leaving again, cool, but at least I saved a tree, I saved a life. So you got me, so yeah, that's what it is.
Jalen has his hand up. There we go. You gotta turn your mic on. Should be on the top or bottom of your screen. Okay. Oh, okay. We lost Jalen. He'll be back in a second.
Okay.
We had a couple questions in the chat. Let's see. Legend said, "Brother Jim, so much I want to say to you, but he's at work. A powerful story. Stay blessed, my brother."
Thank you so much, Brother Les. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, bro. You always give those positive vibes to me, so thank you, brother.
Definitely. Larita, do you feel, hang on, let me pull it back up. Do you feel as though if this did not happen to you, you might not value life as you do?
Absolutely. Because I am not me anymore, that person I was. And if I can compare the two, I'm much freer now. Much freer. Before, I was never a selfish human being by no means, but my thinking was sort of narrow. It was sort of narrow, and now I'm so free with it.
Okay.
Jada?
Mm-hmm. Got it. Yeah, now we got Jalen back. Yeah, Jalen had this question.
Hey, sorry about that. I actually, I want to say thank you. Is it Jim or is it James?
Yeah, Jim. Jim, James, whatever, brother. Whatever.
You know, I don't want to make this too long. I actually think I was really meant to hear your story simply because James has been I've actually been activated again. So it's always so hard for me to, to come home to see the family and actually to jump on a Zoom. But I'm so truly grateful that I actually heard your story. Wow. I didn't hear it all, but I was able to hear what I guess what I was meant to hear.
Wow.
And
okay, bro.
I want to say thank you very much.
You're quite welcome.
Just hearing you and just listening to wanting to give back. That is now something I never really knew what my purpose was, and I just started now. About 2 years ago, I didn't believe in God. I didn't believe in anything. And now today, I believe wholeheartedly in my Father. I believe that I am now here for a purpose, and you said one thing that actually stuck, and I just wanted to say thank you for that, because that was the part that actually I was meant to hear, is that you never just Les Brown says, you don't want to die here, or you're in your deathbed. You don't want to wait to be in your deathbed to have the ghosts around you saying, these gifts came here only for you to bring out to the world. And they're dying with you. So by you saying that, it really, I just want to say thank you so very much. And
you're quite welcome.
You're quite welcome. You don't know me at all.
I do know you. I know your spirit, brother. I know your spirit right now, so I know you. I know you. Well, and you saying you've been activated. What are you saying? You're in the service?
Yes, I'm in the military.
Oh, wow. Great. And I say this to you, and when I say I know you, brother, believe me, I wouldn't even say, some people say walk by faith, because faith you get from somewhere else, and believing something outside of yourself. I believe in my experience. That's not me so much. I believe in what I went through. I'm a new man because of it. And absolutely, I don't want to leave anything unturned inside of me. There's so much inside of us, but they have us so dumbed down that we can't do it. You got to depend on, or have faith in something outside of yourself. When the power is you, the power is love. Had it not been for the love of my mother, I mean, my grandbabies, my family, love them all, but it was mom, and seeing that hurt on her face, I would have never had the intelligent wisdom or how to get on a plane, or had the guts to get on a plane. Who would leave when you know you're dying? Most people say, well, I'm here in the hospital, I'd rather die here. Instead of taking a chance, I could have died en route to the airport. But love, brother. So that's when they say you got to love something bigger than yourself. Love yourself. But loving, I love my family. We're a close family. And loving someone more than myself got me on that plane. Loving my mother more than myself got me on the plane. And I couldn't have gotten that anywhere, lying up there, looking at the little window, saying daylight come. That's all I could see. Daylight, people come check on you from time, seeing daylight come and go, and just waiting. It just said, okay, what are my regrets? Most people don't have that leave or transition. They don't have the time I had to think, to come in and out of consciousness, wait for blood transfusions to come from the hills. They had to go to the hills to find blood. So something was beautiful in that. The young ladies helped me. They went out to the community and found blood for me. So that was beautiful to me. I said, maybe I'm crazy, but I find something noble and beautiful about them going to hunt for blood. I smiled. I said, that's cool. The hospital ran out of blood. But how much love? That's love. I mean, these people don't know me from Adam, but they refuse to let me die also. That's why I said the country saved me. This is why I'm here. This is why I help out here as well. They saved me. So life is, I tell you like this, bro. And listen, I appreciate all you said, bro, because this is therapy for me. Did I have any intent on changing someone when I came on here or sharing my story? I never have an intent for anything. You don't know how much you helped me listening. So if it helped you, no, brother, I'm so happy. All you that said it helped you. I'm kind of shocked. I'm like, I'm just giving of myself. I don't know the results of it. So thank you so much for that, bro. But the thing is, and like I said, I'm not very religious. And people, oh, he's not religious. But trust me, I believe in this higher power more than most religious people. Because I walked a life. A lot of things happened before this that was holding my wife as she transitioned. How many people can deal with that, losing their best friend holding them and telling them it's time? Most people, oh, that's such a sad story. How do you survive? To me, next second to being born of my mother, it was the second best thing happened to me as a human being, holding that woman as she transitioned. So it's how you take everything. And I tell you like this, bro, I don't own my life anymore. I truly don't own it anymore. I am my energy. My energy is to give of myself. We are magnificent, universal intelligence. That's what we are. We have made everything in the universe, every atom. So we are this great intelligence. Why not use it? Why not use it and give of yourself? You could build a building. You never took the time or had the desire. So that's all. I brother, just thank you so much for sharing, brother. And I thank you for sharing that with me. That it touched me, bro. But give of yourself from within. And serving your country is a noble person and noble purpose, and we thank you for that. But you have so much more. You have so much more in you.
Well, I was actually going to ask if you have any foundation or something that I could actually help you out with. If there's anything that I can help you give, donating time, donating funds, donating something in helping you or your foundation or whatever it is, then all you have to do, James knows how to get a hold of me, and I will be glad to do that.
Okay, thank you so much. And that's what I'm doing. Just share my story. That's the foundation. You know what I mean? I have a orphanage down here we help for the kids here. So I have a couple of things going right now. So James, give them my information. Stay in touch with me. Do you have WhatsApp?
Yes, I do.
Okay, yeah. James, give them my information. Okay, definitely, bro.
Well, I gotta go. Like I said, thank you so very much, James, for letting me hop on, and James for your story as well. And I will, God bless you all, and I'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank you so much. And have a safe journey, and please return to us, brother.
Thank you, man.
Be safe, man.
Thanks, Jalen.
That was powerful.
Yeah, man. Tone, so you got your hand up. There we go.
I just want to mention that I admire the strength that you showed, even having to navigate the emotions that you had to be going through each time, because you had to go through the situation where you had to listen to these folks telling you that you're gonna die, and you had to realize the actual factual information of what's going on with you, knowing all of the factors that you're in this third world country. You never actually gave up at all. You still fought through it, even though you accepted what you thought the fate was.
Right.
And like you said, they kept you functional and alive until the real battle.
Right.
Just having to navigate all the different feelings and change your thought process through everything, through not being able to get on the plane, suggesting that you shouldn't, and just the boat falling through everything. You just went through so many emotions through that time.
Right.
Every emotion on earth through that journey, man.
Right.
just admire the strength that it took to make
that,
and to keep your family away because that's what you felt. You know?
Right, absolutely. Yeah. No, you thank you so much for that, brother. Thank you so much. And it's that like I said, love. And I wish I could give a more biblical story or so this or that. I have to get the story as it happened, you know. And if it wasn't for the love, of course, my family, but mom, if it wasn't for the love of mom, and if it wasn't for the great universal intelligence that we are, I mean, I don't take no credit. I'm the same as everyone here, but to make decisions like that, it's not human-like. It truly isn't. So it wasn't me. I can't take any credit. I just call it God, the God in me. You know, it just took over because when you're dying every day, and they don't mean no harm to mankind, but boy, they let you know you're dying 3 times a day. Oh, Jesus Christ. I almost wanted to die to stop hearing I'm dying. So it's like, it becomes funny. And like I said, when I hour after the accident, I laughed. I thought it was so funny. I was afraid to go to the hospital for a hang down. And here I am hanging on to life. So me and God had to talk like, God, this shit is funny. I was serious. I was sitting there afraid because I was waiting for my insurance to come into place. So the great intelligence that we are, that day didn't start out correct with me. I couldn't feel the love of nature. And I love nature. So somewhere in us, brother, there's such a great intelligence. You know something's going to happen. You can't put it in logic. But when I can't feel, look at the sun, it's not beautiful today. I'm not in pain. Something is different. So that great intelligence in us, call it God, call it whatever you will, it's in you. So that's what took over, brother. Something that's within me, God created, that just took over to make decisions like that. And then once mom came in and I looked at her eyes, love, brother. If I say God is anything, it's love. I could not have logically put that together on my own. It was through the great intelligence that happens. Like when the accident happened, how time slows down. I mean, it took 20 minutes to actually stop rolling. Seriously, that's how long it seemed. But time slows down. I heard every crack. I said, wow, I hit my head pretty hard in that tumble. And then my shoulder cracked. I said, wow, that was pretty. So it's brother, we are so much more than we give ourselves credit for. So much more.
Yeah.
What I hear is that the journey was about you, but not necessarily about you as you're thinking about it after the journey. It was about your family and the love that you felt for all of those folks and just wanting to make sure that their mental would stay straight and not having to want to see you in so such terrible conditions.
Right.
You were thinking about the love that you had for your family.
Yep. That is. No, you hit it on the head. Had I been a selfish human being, it's not selfish to love yourself. You have to love something outside of you. I don't care if you love a tree and you don't never love a human. You have to love something. Have love to have purpose. You have to love something. It could be just a cause you have, teaching people, writing books. That's what you love. Something will keep you here. I would have never, for the 2.5 weeks I was there. Well, I would say 2 weeks. And once I had no intention on ever getting on a plane. I was going to die here and I'm cool with it. So my mother. That's when love kicked in and took hold and said, it's time to leave. And like I said, I did not get on that plane to make it back to America to get good surgery. No, I got on the plane to take my body home, period. How do you do that as logically as a human being? Get on a plane to take your body home. It rolls out my mouth, but believe me, it gets very difficult to even say that because you're not yourself anymore. You're getting, your remains will be cold soon. So I'm getting on the plane. My spirit is warm, very real because it's love. I'm on a plane. I'm ready for takeoff. But I said in transitioning, Mom, my body is coming home. That's all I said. That was the greatest accomplishment in the world, being on that plane, knowing my mother's going to have my body. That was it. I can't do nothing about I'm leaving, Mom. I'm going to leave, but you have my remains. And I hope I did you justice by not having to pay $50,000 to get my remains home. So thank you, brother, so much. Yeah, that was very insightful of you to pick that up. It has been a hell of a journey making illogical decisions.
The way you word everything, it's easy to stitch together what you're saying. Really, the way that you word it, you're careful what you're saying and how you're saying it.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for being that insightful. You know, like I said, brother, I keep telling you, this is therapy for me. What you're saying is helping me right now. I'm telling you, y'all have no clue. This is therapy for me because I deal with it. Even though I know that place to go, I know that place that God placed to go, that I have to shake myself because you slip back into that. You don't forget that pain. You don't forget those decisions. But then you have to take over your mind because your mind will, you're talking about play tricks on you. It will take you back to them dark days. Sometimes I wake up and my mind wants to be back in that tumble because that sound, you never forget that sound of tumbling and cracking bones. But I have to take over and just, nope, keep it going, keep it positive. That's what I say. I don't care on your job with the kids, anything. Always see the light in it. Always see the brightness in it. In every dark situation, because every game, like I said, we know this from being athletes playing ball. You're going to get knocked down. What the hell are you going to do? It's up to you. Life is going to pretty much crap on all of us. What do you do? It's how you deal with life. All of us get crapped on. So, yeah, brother, thank you so much, man. Thank you for allowing me to have therapy with you. Really.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome. Quite welcome.
Thank you. We still got some questions to get through. Let me try to get through them all. All right. This is from Queen Diva. She's been patiently waiting, which I appreciate. They say once you come back from a near-death experience, you start to look at life differently. What would you say is the biggest change that you've made?
The biggest change I made. I guess I could say this. I didn't change because you can't script this stuff. I didn't change and say write down, be a better man, be a better son. I'm going to start different businesses. You just can't do it. For me, I didn't do it that way. Having gone through what I went through, the biggest change, losing fear. Seriously. Because just that, you don't know how powerful fear is, how it stifles you in life, in everything. The simplest thing, as soon as you think, oh, this might happen, or I get in the pool, I might drown, or what if I don't hold my arms a certain way while I'm swimming? You know what? Jump in the damn pool. Just jump. It's not going to be as bad as you think if you just jump. But we sit on the sideline of the pool of life trying to figure out how to swim. Oh, what's the fact? And see, my biggest thing, I will say this. I had a problem, I think OCD of the mind. Seriously, I'm not afraid to share that before this accident. No, really. I had OCD of the mind. And I heard Diggy Simmons, what's his name, son? What's his Joey's son?
Reverend.
He said, and he did pretty good with his debut, his rapping and all. And I heard him say this, and it clicked in me. That was what was wrong with me. He said that OCD of the mind. If you understand OCD, is usually outside of the people. They got to have this, got to have that. That, before this accident, was my mind. I've done a lot in life, but that stifled me because I had reached that. Okay, what if I don't swim? What if the wave is high? I stayed at the drawing board of life too long. And so many of us do it because we're trying to come up with a perfect master plan. There is no such thing. I did not come to the Dominican Republic that Sunday to die. So all my plans, you learn, what are your plans? It's a joke. Tell God your plans and God will laugh at you because guess what? There's no perfect plan to live this thing called life. So if anything came from it, but my OCD of the mind had to have everything correct. Oh, I got to erase that. Oh, let me start. And you never start light. You never do anything because you got to have it so perfect. And so many of us do it. What I've learned now is jump in the damn pool. Because most of the spooky things we tell ourselves, it's not going to happen anyway. We stop ourselves. So, Queen, to answer that, my giving up fear. Once you survive death, everything is below it you could ever fear is below it. So I hope sharing my story, none of us have to go through, neither one of you have to go to that point to say, I got to have my own near-death experience. You may not be as fortunate, or maybe that's your story. I just say this, just learn from it and let go of fear. If anything happened, the minute, I went through pure hell, and I still deal with, but I am so happy. My spirit, my body is still in pain. My spirit is strong. So if I say anything, this happening to me and me completely letting go fear, I have begun to live.
Okay.
Completely letting go fear.
Got it. Oh,
thank you, dear. Thank you,
there
dear.
we go. And Guru actually made a statement before he left, because over there it's 1 a.m. But he said, we say there are no coincidences in life. Everything happens for a reason. You are alive for a reason, Brother Jim. That is how important you are to the universe. God loves you that much. Let your ancestors guide you.
I love my African family. I love them so much. My brother and sister.
Yeah.
I love them so much. I'm sure they'll watch this again. Thank y'all so much. And I will be with you soon. They know I'm coming out to Kenya. We have some good work to do. And that's a part, I guess they even understand now, James. When I actually met them via a video, I found a way to get in touch with them. I saw their soul. They're beautiful. They're a beautiful couple. And me being a free spirit, a fearless spirit now, is work I want to do in Africa. That's how I met them. So this is how we built our relationship. So this is post-accident. So I have to go out to Africa. There's things I have to do out there. So this is what I said. I'm not letting any grass grow. I don't have no fear. I'm not walking around saying, I could die tomorrow. So I better, no, there's no fear. There's no fear. If I die the next 5 minutes, I'm cool. But I tell you what, I don't fear this, but there's no but. I don't fear it. I refuse to let a second by. I am not living. I refuse. So I say to people, if you ever want to fear anything, I don't fear anything, but if you're going to fear anything, fear not living. Fear not living. I know that's an oxymoron, but fear not living, and see how bad that is,
Definitely. Larita, she had her hand up.
Yeah, it's like there's so much as you're talking that I wanted to touch on, but the last thing you just said about fear of not living, that's a thing that sticks with me because I have 3 children, 2 are grown. My son is away at college, 900 miles away, and my goal, though I may not always walk in the speed that I need to or feel I should. My goal is to leave a legacy for them. Living versus existing is very, very real. And speaking for myself, I allowed fear to stunt my growth. I should have been, I've been told for years, I have potential. I got aggravated by, I would feel insulted when people would say, you have such potential. I began to get insulted by that. And so I had to make a move. I had to jump. I had to start doing things. And doing those things, I was able to be published. Doing those things, I was able to be, next week to be featured in a poetry setting, a legendary poetry setting. So it's like, I get it.
Right.
For you, what do you feel? Do you feel that I know you said that you feel that in the next 5 minutes, if this is your time, that you're good. What do you feel is your legacy that's being left behind? That is James Jim McDowell.
I had a feeling you were going to ask that particular question. No, I did. I tell you why, because the energy I was going to add on to that particular statement you said within yourself. And here you reversed it on me because I was going to, no, sir, and I tell you this here. And I guess it'll answer your question and it'll get my statement, of course, I was going to say to you. I don't want to leave a legacy, and you shouldn't leave a legacy. I want to be the legacy. I don't want to leave a legacy. I want to be the legacy.
Well, that's what I mean. That's when I say leave a legacy, I want to live as I'm supposed to be living, live in my purpose,
Right.
reach my destiny and my journey.
Right.
I respect my process and my struggles and my mess to get to where I'm supposed to be. But I have children. So when I say leave my legacy, I mean leaving my name in the realm of Angela Milo. You know what I'm saying? Like in the realm of how Chadwick Boseman may not have had any children when he died, but he left a legacy. So when you say these people's names, there's a legacy attached to the names. That's
I hear you. No, I understand. And I guess let me stop trying to encompass the answer and the question to you. You understand? So let me separate it. For me, particularly, what you're doing with your children, I don't know, but I think I know. What you're doing with books, what you're doing with your creativity. You're not leaving a legacy, you are the legend right now. That's all I'm concerned about right now. What I leave when I'm gone, I never concern myself with that. So I got what you're saying. I hope that answered, but this is how I feel. I'm not doing things for anyone to think of me when I'm gone. I'm doing it because I'm the legend now doing it. You got what I mean? So if you put,
we're both living in the same realm in different aspects and different perspectives of it. So I get it.
All I'm saying to you, sis, and I say this to you, from what I'm hearing, you are the legend. Okay? So your kids got it already. They don't have to wait till you're gone. They don't have to wait for your legacy. Your legacy is being written right now, and you're here to enjoy and reap the fruits of it. That's what I'm saying, because you said, it used to bother you when people say you have such creativity, because you know you are not living your purpose or allowing yourself to be fully creative. So you are living your legacy right now. So I don't believe what I'm doing. I'm not consciously trying to create a legacy so people can remember me. If they remember me, I guess it would be nice if a dog remember me, but it doesn't matter. No, seriously, truly don't. I'm just, say again. I can't hear you.
Oh, okay. When I say that, can you hear me?
Yeah, I don't know if it's your mic. Yeah, you're really low.
You sound low.
I'm low? Oh, no.
Yes.
Let me, Jim,
Can hear you now.
Oh, you're good? Okay. So what I meant was, when I say leave a legacy, I mean so that for generations after me, it won't be just a memory. It'll be something sustainable to, for
okay. Yeah, I got you.
Them because of me.
Well, I tell you what, I thank you all today. I thank James so much. You know why? I will agree with you, even though I didn't consciously try to live a legacy. Guess what? This video is my legacy. You understand? I didn't go into the video saying I'm going to leave a legacy with this video. I didn't. But you just saying what you said, you made me think, damn, I just left a legacy. As long as this video is around, someone would be able to look and say, like I say, hopefully it's human and not just, I'm joking. I'm loved by human beings. Say again.
You sound really low. Your audio's bad.
Yeah. So no, read. I got you now. Like I said, you're helping me, because just saying this, I never thought about legacy. I just know I have to be creative, just give. So you saying that, I guess I can answer it from what just happened today. By what you guys are saying back to me, if I touched anyone and this is recorded, this is my legacy. Do I feel good about my work? Because I heard what you guys said back to me. So I get rewarded for my legacy right now. That's what I'm saying with you. I'm sure you're a great mother. Enjoying your legacy right now. Enjoy it. Because I don't know what happens after this. We may not know who said anything about us. But enjoy, you're a great mother. You wrote books. You're doing this and that. You're doing videos. So you're pretty much creating your legacy and getting applauded for it right now. You understand? Some people have to wait till they're gone to say, oh, well, she was a good woman now that we think about it. You know, so, but you're gone. You don't know about it. So I think if you look deep, you are being rewarded for your legacy right now that you're creating. Right now, your book, you have been rewarded. So with me, I start here today. Loretta, to answer your question, this is my legacy. Do I feel good about it? After all that you guys said to me, I feel wonderful about it. It makes lying me on that bed saying, not if, because I was supposed to die. So if I had it to do all over again, I would give of myself. I would do this. I never thought in a lifetime I would be on video. So do I feel good about that day? Yes, I feel I'm serving that purpose, lying there on that bed saying, give of yourself. So I'm doing it. So yes, my dear, this video, I feel very proud of it right now. I don't have to wait till I'm gone. I feel very proud of it. Thank you, my sister. You always pull something different out of me. Thank you so much. Very insightful.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, Jim, our next question is from our brother, Chris Anderson.
Chris, what's up, baby?
Gentlemen,
Hey.
trust me. Busy watching impeachment trial. Ooh, apologize.
I didn't hear you. Can you say it? Is he breaking up?
Nah, he said he was watching the impeachment trial, but it just ended.
Oh, okay.
Yes, some sad, happy, but okay. Let's keep on top of that. Jeff, do you feel that the changes that you went through throughout your transition from being hurt traumatically to being healthy and well translated into words that carry on a meaning beyond just your mere emotion? And which of you go to the book?
Chris, your audio's a little screwy right now.
Did you hear him, James?
It was real choppy. Yeah, Chris, your audio's pretty bad. You might have to type it in the chat or maybe adjust your headphones because your audio's pretty choppy.
Yeah, Chris, I want to ask you a question, brother. I just wish I could hear you a little better.
Yeah.
Is that a bit better?
Still breaking up a little bit, but go ahead.
Okay, so basically I was asking, your transition from being terminally, basically deaf to the current point that you are.
Mhm.
If you were to sum it up into a book, would you be able to impart the same zeal and emotion that you have at this current point in time?
Would I be able to put it into a book? You saying, can I transition this into a book?
And to have the same amount of zeal and emotion that you currently do.
Absolutely. Because I'm the man today because of that. Absolutely. So you don't lose that. It's sort of a fire been lit up out of my behind that will never die out. Will never die. So I it's been 2 years, almost to the day. So if it hasn't gone away in 2 years, it's who I am, Chris. I still live with the pain, physical pain, every day. And probably will, as long as I'm still on this earth, still have this pain. I have a lot of nerve damage. So I live with it. So will I still have the same zeal? Of course, because I have reminders. But that day on the plane, taking my body home, it changed me. When that plane landed, I was a different person. It wasn't the accident that did it. When the plane landed in America, because at that moment of 3 weeks of hearing, you're going to die, you're going to die. You go, okay, let's do it. Come on, let's do it. To actually taking off, and every doctor in America, every doctor in DR, all of them, I understand the science. I understand why I'm going to die. I got it. And landing, I was different once I landed. So no, to answer your question, Chris, no, I will always have. I don't have a zeal. I have a zest for giving of every creative atom in me. It's almost like this, Chris. I am not myself anymore. I am not me. I am not my name. I am not my ego. And when you transcend that, forget your name. Call me a symbol. I'm Prince. Call me a symbol. I don't care what you call me. You know, but I am no longer anything you can identify with me with. You can't call me anything. I mean, I answer by a name because it's how we communicate, but it's so much bigger. The spirit is so much bigger that you don't put that back in the bottle, Chris. You don't put that zeal back in the bottle. So no, it will, to transition into a book, this will never leave me. This will never leave me. I'm in a certain part of the world now. Tomorrow may be somewhere else. Will I move with reason? What's reasoning? Because I lost all reasoning for existing those 3 weeks up until getting on the plane, because it was not within reason any of that should have happened. I should have never had the reason thought that I could get on a plane and live through having blood clots throughout your total body, lungs working at maybe 75%. It's so you lose the reasoning. I hope that answers your question. I am not me, the person I was. I am not my name. I am just a force of the universe. That's it. I'm just a force. So no, brother, I could easily transition it as I'm transitioning this conversation now. I could easily transition it to any form of communication.
Definitely. Thank you. Does anyone else have any questions before we wrap it up? No? All right. Well, I'm actually gonna almost put somebody on the spot a little bit. We actually had my buddy George on last week, which we're gonna put his episode up soon because George himself also survived death. So, you know, George, Jim, or anyone else that survived those near-death experiences and had every reason to give up and quit, I'm happy that you didn't.
It's a pleasure having you, George. I heard about your story. Didn't get to see it. I wasn't able to join you that day, but brother, it's so good to have you, brother. And believe me, I could have been on that episode because I share in that as well, with the inability to walk at times, the pain you live every day. My body is scarred. My mind goes in and out because of the brain injury. But I know you are living on spirit, because I didn't even see the episode, but I'm just trying to share. I think I can understand that your spirit is so much bigger. That's what's carrying your body right now.
Yeah.
Okay, brothers, but it's a pleasure to have you, and I thank you for sharing your story. I can't wait to see it, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So, Jim, thanks again for another amazing episode.
My pleasure.
I'm looking forward to when I get down there, because I will definitely be raiding your house when I get down there. And I will definitely be hanging on. I will definitely be hanging at the beach. You know.
Yeah.
And I don't know, were those roosters that we heard outside of your house?
Yeah, brother. That's my alarm clock. Yeah. they get up a little earlier. They get up at 4:00. Don't ask me why. I thought at least in Carolina and West Virginia, they got up normal time 5:36. The roosters here 4:00. Yeah. So.
Yeah. No, I definitely look forward to coming out there.
I look forward to having you, my brother. You know it. I look forward to having you.
Definitely. Before we get out, just got to share a couple of things. As always, you guys know that I have another podcast called the Extreme Truth Podcast with my co-hosts, Legend Damian Simmons and James the Icon Grant. This week, we have a bit of a controversial topic, but, you know, when am I ever shy about controversy? This week's episode is Who Knows You Better, Your Spouse or Your Side Piece? I'm not encouraging anyone to have a side piece. I'm not encouraging anyone to incriminate yourselves, but it's a good conversation. We can sit there, we can talk about it, we can listen, we can laugh, we can be real with each other. But I definitely welcome everyone to come on Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You'd have to check your own time zones, because I know that we have people on here from different parts of the world. But 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, who knows you better, your spouse or your side piece? I also would like for you all that haven't had a chance to subscribe, please like and subscribe to the Fall to Rise podcast YouTube channel. We have a lot of older episodes in there. I'm actually trying to share it in the chat. We have a lot of our older episodes on the For the Rise podcast YouTube channel, and we have Jim's old episode. We have Larita did several episodes for us. We have George did several episodes with us. So definitely please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, the Facebook page, the Instagram page, because we have a lot of exclusive content that is coming very, very soon. Let's see. Larita actually has a poetry slam coming up this Saturday, I want to say. It is this Saturday. A week from today, and that's with the New Eurekan, correct?
Yes, the New Eurekan.
Yes. So how can if someone wants to see it, is there a page they should follow?
You can go to, I think almost everybody here has me on social media. On my social media. And you can also go to neweurekan.com. I'll put it in the chat. And buy your tickets. The tickets are free. So when it says buy your tickets, it's just reserving your ticket via Zoom. It'll be a virtual open mic for Portugal.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sure.
I'm excited. Yeah. So as a FIFA, I'm excited.
Okay, we'll definitely be there to support. Yeah, definitely.
As am I. And we still got Queen Diva on here. She has her magazine, Unique Blends. I'm not sure how people can subscribe to or how they can buy it. You can probably help me out a little bit better.
Hold on, let me help you out. I got you, James.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I don't know. Do I sound low?
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay. All right. Uniblend magazine, where the website is called uniblendmodels.com, but we also have a page on Facebook for the magazine as well. Uniblend magazine, it's a lifestyle magazine. We cover everything: fashion, entertainment, stories like yours. We cover a lot of different topics. And while I'm speaking, I just want to say thank you so much, James, for putting me in my feelings every single Saturday. Every single Saturday I come up here with like my feelings all having some very awesome guests, and the fact that they're able to come and tell their stories and share with us is just so inspiring. And I just want to say thank you, James, and to all the guests that you have so far on.
Right.
Thank you for your continued support. I mean, it really means a lot. The goal every week is to always humanize my guests and to get their stories out so that people can learn from it. But without you all being here to support and listen and give me motivation, because there's certain days where I just don't want to do it. Where I'm just like, I want to quit. I want to give up, because we all have our own lives. And especially with me doing 2 shows, it can be a little difficult. But I really appreciate you all just constantly coming on, supporting, telling your friends, sharing. It really does mean a lot. It truly and honestly does. So,
right. Yeah. Thanks for doing what you're doing, brother. Thank you. I truly mean it. You're doing something powerful. But we talk about this, brothers. Let me say this: you are following that great intelligence inside of you. So your life is changing professionally. Everything here. You can't stop it if you wanted to. You can't, because that great intelligence inside of you. It's going to make your surroundings change. It's going to make your surrounding of people. It's going to make what you probably do for your usual occupation. But fear it not. You have to follow. This is what life is about: following a great genius inside of you. So your usual profession is going to change. But brother, you're powerful at what you do. I would have never done this. No, I give it up to you all the time, bro. You have a certain genius inside of you, a certain heart inside of you that allow people to bring themselves to you, to be open up. I would have never done this with anyone else. So thank you, my brother, always. Thank you always.
Thank you. All right, and thank you all. Unfortunately, we won't be having a show next week. I have quite a few previously planned engagements next Saturday, so I won't be doing a show next week, but we will be back with the Extreme Truth on Monday, and I'll be back the following week. So again, I have a lot to take care of next week, but you can check out Larita's show on Saturday, since I won't be doing a show next Saturday. And again, please check into the Extreme Truth podcast. That's XTREME Truth podcast. You can also follow us on YouTube because we have a lot of older episodes. We just had a trivia episode that got a little competitive. You can also like and subscribe to our YouTube channels, the Extreme Truth podcast YouTube channels. Instagram and Facebook. Same thing with the For the Rise YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. So once again, I'm your host, James Brown. Thank you all for checking in.
Thank you, bro.
Peace